Right now, we begin with drive-by shootings. Police are investigating after two back-to-back drive-by shootings in Antioch. And Sophie Nielsen-Colding's been talking with investigators all night for us. So, Sophie, I mean, what a scary situation. And we're really lucky no one was seriously hurt here.
Especially since these homes and cars were just riddled with bullet holes. And when we were on the scene on Holder Drive, there were just shell casings littering the street that officers were still picking up. Crime scene was still picking up as we got there. Take a look at some of the video of the crime scene. The first shooting happened just before 1 a.m. Police tell us that someone drove by and fired at a home, and as they were driving off, someone shot at them, smashing their back windshield and grazing the driver, the first shooter, in the shoulder. But he's going to be okay. He was not badly hurt. And then in retaliation, somebody drove over to Tea Garden Way and fired into that home, leaving bullet holes in the home, in the car. Nobody was hurt there, though. And the shooter on the Holder Drive shooter is the one who police took into custody. Right now, detectives are working to figure out his motives for shooting in the first place, but they tell us that he wasn't supposed to have a gun at all. Reporting live in Hermitage, Sophie Nielsen-Colding, News Channel 5.
Sophie, thank you. Another story, we're watching two gunmen on the run after robbing a fast food restaurant overnight. News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy outside of the Jack in the Box on Dickerson Pike. That's where it happened. And were there customers inside? Because you were saying earlier, this thing is open 24 hours a day pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 24/7 operation here, Steve, but the drive-thru is what's open 24 hours. The actual dining room, it shuts down at 10 o'clock at night, so the doors theoretically were locked. Still, these two armed men made their way inside this restaurant sometime overnight around 1:30, and that's why police are looking at surveillance now to try and figure out how inside the store to carry out this robbery. This is what the scene looked like hours ago when police were still out here. They've since left. The restaurant remains closed at this hour. We're told those two men with bandanas covering their faces and hoodies over their heads walked in with guns and demanded cash from a female employee. She gave it to them from the safe and they ran away. While all this was happening, a male employee managed to escape the restaurant. He ran out the back door and he ran across the street where some Metro Nashville police officers happened to be sitting. And he flagged them down and said, my business is being robbed right now. So police went over there, they checked it out, but by the time they got to the scene, those two masked men had already left. This morning, Metro Nashville police are looking for two black men, both in hoodies. One was wearing a blue bandana, one in a white bandana. They're asking anyone with any information to come forward. Those two employees still being interviewed at the Madison precinct this morning for more information. And as police go through that surveillance, they're asking anyone with information to give them a call. Reporting live from the Jack in the Box on Dickerson Pike, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
Dan, thanks for the update on that. An update also on some breaking news that we told you about last night. That toddler, he's recovering after accidentally shooting himself with his dad's gun. Police say the 3-year-old Trayvon Tyson shot himself in the wrist at their apartment in Hermitage last night after finding his dad's .40 caliber handgun in a backpack. The dad was driving him to the hospital when he flagged down officers who rushed Trayvon to Vanderbilt. The little boy is expected to be all right. Metro Police tell us that Trayvon's dad did have a handgun carry permit. So far, no charges have been filed.
New this morning, a man is in jail after leading police on a chase through a Mount Juliet neighborhood. Terrence Rice is facing multiple charges right now. Officers say they attempted to stop him along Lebanon Road around 8 last night, but he took off and then drove recklessly through a neighborhood. Rice stopped at Teresa Drive after turning down a dead-end street. He is in Wilson County Jail this morning.
Happening today, a murder suspect is expected to go in front of a judge in Williamson County. Investigators say that Thomas Bruner, right there, shot and killed 21-year-old Brittany Cole. People on ATV found her body last week in a rural area of College Grove in Williamson County. Police say that Bruner was in a relationship with the victim. No word yet on a motive. A Tennessee police officer killed in the line of duty will be laid to rest in a private service today. Maryville officer Kenny Moats was awarded the Medal of Valor at a remembrance service last night. It's the highest award given to police officers by his department. Moats and his partner were ambushed last week when a man opened fire on them during a domestic disturbance call. That suspect remains behind bars right now.
New this morning, Murray County authorities are investigating a deadly wreck. Smoky Barn News is reporting Cindy Cawthorn died Saturday when the motorcycle she was riding with her husband crashed into a tree on Natchez Trace Parkway. Cindy's husband, Philip, was transported to the Vanderbilt Trauma Center, and we're working to get an update on his condition this morning. And a picture floating around the internet is bringing attention to an issue with MTA. The photo says state prison or Nashville's MTA bus station. Which is which? It was taken by members of the community group Music City Riders United to prove why many people avoid the men's restroom at the Music City Central bus station. There are currently no walls between the toilets and the bathroom is dirty.
We spend our hard-earned money to get transportation back and forth, and honestly, I think it should look better than a prison.
A lot of people really didn't know nothing about these bathrooms. A lot of people, since they are so nasty, a lot of people don't even go in them anymore.
In a statement, Nashville MTA apologized for the inconvenience, and officials say people continue to vandalize the men's restroom there. They're repairing the damage as quickly as possible.